Hey guys, today in my kitchen we are making some healthy lettuce, turkey, and beef lettuce wraps. So healthy and so easy to make, you won't believe you made it. So stay tuned and see what I am cooking. You will need ground beef or ground turkey. To make this heart healthy, you would use ground turkey. Cumin, 2 limes, some plain yogurt without sugar. For some heat, you can add some sriracha. Flavor, you are gonna add ginger and garlic. Soy sauce, whether you want it gluten-free or regular, doesn't really matter. The gluten-free is called tamari. Lettuce that are large enough that you can wrap some stuff in them, like beef and turkey and so forth. I am using iceberg, but you can use romaine too. Some water in case things get too thick in the pan. Some green onions for garnish, optional. And finally, your choice of coriander or parsley. Coriander is also called cilantro, just in case you can't find it. Now let's get started. Start by heating 1 lime or 2. If you're doing just the turkey or just the beef, you're going to do 1. If you are doing both, you can do 2. And just start by heating these 2 limes up for 20 seconds in the microwave. Now I am going to get either a pestle and mortar, or you can do this in a blender or food processor. I am just gonna, if I'm using the pestle and mortar, I'm gonna put it on a mat to avoid damaging my countertop. My pestle and mortar, or my blender if I'm gonna be blending it, I am gonna be tearing in 1 cup if you're doing 1 recipe, or 2 cups if you're doing both, of cilantro. Keep the stems, they're really flavorful. Now I am going to add in just a little bit of sriracha. I don't want this to be too hot. I want it to have some flavor too. So maybe about half a teaspoon. And that should do ya. Now that my limes are nice and heated through, I'm just going to cut them in half. Like so. And I'm going to juice only 2 of the halves, leaving some more for later. I will add this lime juice that I just juiced to my pestle and mortar. It's going to be nice and limey. I like the flavor of lime. And I am also going to add 1 cup if you're doubling the recipe, or half a cup if you're doing 1 recipe, of yogurt. So I am doing 1 cup since I am doubling it. And then just a nice sprinkle of cumin, or a big one. If you're using a pestle and mortar, you just need to bash this down a bit, then start grinding it. But if you're doing a blender, you're gonna just blend, simple as that. So should now have a beautiful sauce that looks like this. Next, we are going to heat up our pan with some oil. This will be for the beef filling. If you're not going to do this with the beef filling, simply swap the beef out, the ground beef out for turkey. Well, that starts to heat up. We are going to prepare our ground ginger and garlic. In my case, I have garlic pre-prepped here. So I am just going to add, I like garlic, so I'm going to add like 3 cloves, but you can do less if needed. Excuse my reach. And then we are just going to grate in some garlic into that. That way it's nice and prepared for when we go to add it to our meat. You want to add about 1 teaspoon of that. Sorry you missed that, but I added my ground beef into here, or ground turkey. If you're doing ground beef and turkey, you want to do them separately because it can cause illness if mixed together uncooked. So just break this apart until you have nice fine chunks, or a mince, if you will. And then we're just going to cook it until it's cooked through. I should also point out, if you don't like spicy, you can always leave the sriracha out. While we wait for our meat to brown, why don't you go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this channel? It really helps out my channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate those that do. A banana. If you want to build some flavor to your beef, just let it brown until it gets a nice golden color. That'll help to lock in the juices and make sure that it is nice and caramely in flavor, for lack of a better word. Tastes better that way, so I highly recommend you do that. The liquid just needs to evaporate, and then it'll start doing that fairly quickly afterwards. I'll see you back when I do that. You can tell when it's about to start becoming golden because it sounds snap, crackle, poppy, if that makes sense. If you know Rice Krispies, you know what I'm talking about. But once it gets to that point, you're going to want to stir every now and then to ensure it doesn't burn. I can already see mine getting some nice color on here. So I am almost done. And I will see you in a second. After about 1 to 2 minutes, you're going to want to add a splash of water in. And then we're going to cook our garlic and ginger. Woo! After a minute, your garlic and ginger will be done. So just remove this to the side and we'll add in the rest separately. Now to this, I am going to add in a splash of soy sauce, or about a tablespoon. Some sriracha, if you want it extra spicy, or you can leave this separate for those who want to add it themselves. You are now going to juice the remaining lime and add half into this recipe and half into the other, or you can just add this all to one recipe. So I am going to do half and half. And if you have frozen scallions or green onions like I do, I would add them in while this is hot so they defrost nicely. If you have fresh, you can add at the end or set aside for people to add their own. Now give that a great mix, just because I like giving great mixes and not good ones. Not to sound corny at all. Oh, you can definitely smell all the smells coming out. And now if you are doing your turkey or your beef, what you're going to do is you're going to set this in a plate or on a bowl. And you're going to do the exact same thing we did with the beef, only with turkey. But turkey does tend to be a bit drier. So just make sure that you're watching the moisture levels on it. I will see you when I am ready to serve. And now that my turkey is done, we are ready to serve this up. So simply take the core by hitting the bottom root and taking it out. It's very simple to do. Take the core out, and then, look at the size of this leaf. I am probably going to fold that in half, like so, because it's so big. Yeah, definitely folding these in half. I like to have a double layer when it comes to my lettuce wraps. So all I am gonna do now is I am gonna scoop on one of my lettuce wraps, my beef one. You can obviously do either or depending what you made or depending what you want. But just do a bit of my beef in one. And I'm gonna do my turkey in the other. Ooh, these look good for lunch. And just fill it to your heart's content. And then you're gonna add a little bit of that sauce. Just a little bit. Or, if you want to go crazy, you can add a lot. I'm just gonna do maybe about that much on each of mine. That'll add some nice flavor. And there we go. You have yourself some heart-healthy turkey lettuce wraps. Or beef. This is what they look like when they are done. Now which one shall I try? Vote beef or turkey. I'll set up a whole thing, or I'll even do a both option. So which would you prefer, beef or turkey? I am going to start a bit healthier and go for the turkey, just because it is a heart-healthy recipe after all. Mm. Mm. So flavorful. Have to have a second bite of the beef. I didn't get any beef in. Mm. All I am saying is, I now pronounce you banana and banana. Good. Amazing. Wow. And there we have it. Some really heart-healthy lettuce wraps that you can make at home. Very simple, very easy. I highly recommend you try these. If you like spice, add a bit more sriracha. That's the only complaint I have. And until next time, a banana. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, please don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. A banana.